had a meeting scheduled with a teacher, Riley's teacher, and another mom, because we were helping out in the classroom. So that's why I was heading there at this time on that particular day. And what was so funny is, because it was late or like this, I think I might have left the house about 9:30ish, you know, and zipped up here. And normally that time of morning there wouldn't be much traffic. You just sort of zip in. I said, oh, I'll be there easily by 10 o'clock. So I was facing north.
Right.
When you come, we will come up here and we'll veer off, and then you're heading north to get. And this is the way people go to get on the GW Parkway. To head out to McLean is where his school is. So it was like any other morning. And when I got closer, I was talking to my friend Joni on the phone. We were making some plans to do something after I finished with this meeting at school. So when I got up there, I'm talking on the phone and sitting in traffic, which I thought was very weird, because that time of day is usually not bumper to bumper stopped traffic. So I didn't know if there had been an accident up on the parkway or what was going on, but I knew I was going to be late for the meeting because we really weren't even moving. We were just sitting there. And even in the morning, that particular area, it's heavy traffic, but you're usually inching along as you go up the road. This was basically stopped. So I was saying, oh, this traffic's a mess, we're going to be late for my meeting. And we were just chit-chatting on the phone when all of a sudden there's, huge explosion and smoke, and I looked over and there was smoke and fire, and I basically sort of lost it at that point. And I'm usually a calm person when it comes to things like this, but I was very you don't know what's happening. I think that was the biggest thing. You didn't know what was going on. And we were talking about the 9/11 thing on the phone, the New York thing. So it was one of those things that we were talking about New York, and then all of a sudden there's an explosion. And when I was talking to her, I said, well, there was a bomb. I said, the Pentagon is being bombed, is basically what I thought.
And you didn't, so you actually looked to your right when you saw the explosion?
Yes. And it was right over on this, you probably know better than me, it was right over on this area.
Right.
So I was right here. I was in this lane, I was on the HOV, and it's that area of ground up there, that little rise. First we just stopped, and I came off and we stopped. That's where I was sitting. I wasn't going anywhere. I was sitting right there where I said, and then I was talking to Joni. I was like, oh my God, we're being bombed. I mean, I was literally hysterical at that point, because if you could have seen the explosion, just like out of nowhere, you're sitting there, and then all of a sudden, it was just inflamed. And it's funny because you didn't really see the stuff that was flying out of the building or this or that, but afterwards, there was stuff on the road. Reports that I have read indicated that it came from the south. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. So I figured that the plane had come up behind me from the south and went into the Pentagon, and that's why I didn't actually see it. But I don't know if that's true or not. So I said, I'm going to try to make it to your house. I don't care about my car. I'm leaving it. I'm just getting out of here. Well, at that point is when I hopped over that median that you see, the built-up median. That was there then. And I jumped up on that, crawled over, and a lot of people did. When I made it over to the lawn area, there were other people up on the lawn area, and everybody's trying to get their cell phones to work. And obviously, nobody's cell phone worked at all. You couldn't get through to anybody. When we went up on the hill, everybody was just standing there like mute. Mm-hmm. You know, they just couldn't understand, you know, what was happening. And we're just all sort of looking at it, and then you're trying to get a hold of people to find out what was going on or where they were. So this is, okay. I must have, if this was here,
It must have been back there that you flipped around.
Yeah, I flipped around and I came back. And when I was coming back here, there was a person standing in the road, like right here, where all this stuff was. So I basically kept going. He was telling me, he was sort of flagging me down to stop, and I got off at this exit because that's when I figured out why I was over here. Remember, I thought I said I went to 395 South, but I didn't, because that's where the person was standing. He was sort of flagging me like this. I said, there's no way on earth I'm going to stop. But before that, we were up on the hill. I saw all of a sudden the traffic, people who were ahead of us started, some people moved or something, and all of a sudden I could see this little zigzag pattern of being able to get my car out. So I ran back down to my car, got in it, and was driving north, went up till I got past the median, jumped over the curb and headed back, because I would be trying to come back. So that's why I was over here on this road and not on 395, and I knew I could get to my friend Joni's house. In the meantime, all these buildings have something to do with military, well, stuff. I don't know who's housed over here. So all these people out of this building that were, you know, dressed in, you know, casual military uniforms, civilian, everything. Everybody was heading towards the Pentagon. Everybody was out walking that way
to see what was going on.
To see what was going on, and that was it. And then I was heading over to Joni's as fast as I could. Well, everybody else was going that way, sure. And I was trying to get out because I just didn't know what was happening. That was the scariest part.